Good morning guys, welcome back to a brand new video. We are obviously back on the land like you saw on our last travel vlog, and now we are straight back into building stuff like we always do on the land. We get stuck in, so we are actually venturing into our first round wood project. So this is the wood we're going to be building with, and this is eucalyptus, and this kind of tree is a very big fire hazard here in Portugal. You can see the bark and it's very much like kindling. It goes really dry and can set fire and spread fires very easily.
So whilst Theo's outside getting the caravan structure all sorted, stripping the wood and all that sort of stuff, I thought I'd pop inside the caravan and give it a bit of a tidy, because we've actually got guests coming to stay really soon and it needs to be nice for them. We do spend time in here doing the podcasts and stuff, so it's a bit of a mess. So I'm tidying up in here in case you're wondering where on earth is B in this vlog. And I'd also like to say a big thank you to Squarespace who have sponsored today's video. I'll talk a bit more about that later.
So as you can see with these ones, we've stripped them down already. It's a fairly slow process, but you want to get it right so these poles don't rot in future. And basically we just used a machete and peeled the bark off. So as I mentioned, these trees are a fire risk, so that is how I got hold of them. Basically my friend has a eucalyptus forest and he's getting rid of most of his trees, so I made sure I got in there. We went over, he helped me chop them down. We got 20 trees all together, which is quite a lot. So basically we are building a shelter over the caravan, and I'll explain further later on in the video, but it's going to be epic. I'm really excited about it, and building with round wood so far is very different to building with traditional wood. And it wouldn't be a building project if our building supervisor wasn't on call. She's just rolling around in the dirt as she does. What are you doing? So here's a wide shot of where the caravan is situated. It's a beautiful spot on the land. There's views all over, and B's just holding up one of the poles that we're about to put in place. We've just measured it, and I may have got myself a new tool. I'm loving this thing. This thing is a chainsaw and it speeds up the process of cutting round wood so much. So I'm glad I got that. Good purchase. But yeah, basically we need to cement in this post now. So what I've done is I've made a wooden form for the concrete, so it should be nice and neat on the outside and sits higher than the earth so the wood won't rot. So you might be wondering why we have string attached to the top of both of these poles, and that is so that we could get our level and basically figure out the gradient in which we want the slope for the roof. So we have a load of this cladding left over, and I'm using that to support the beam in place, and then we can pour the cement in.
So the next stage to level it all up easily is to basically attach a piece of string to the top of the pole that Theo's standing next to, and then we can put it perpendicular to the other one and we can get it totally level.
Right, so we got our string line up. Don't know if you can see across there, and basically we need to take off about 6 inches and then we're good to go, and then we can start filling the holes full of cement. So all I'm going to do is use the saw to make a mark on the level so I know where to cut with the chainsaw.
So the next step of the process is to make up a batch of cement, or concrete actually. Cement's one of the ingredients. So we're making up quite a large portion, although this will not actually go very far, as we discovered yesterday. Theo's just putting the water in.
They're big holes.
They are.
And also digging over like half a metre through granite is impossible. But I did it and I got the blisters to prove it. Couldn't do it without this guy mixing the cement.
So the concrete mixture's lovely and mixed, and then here's the hole that it's going to be going in. Hopefully it'll get most of it in there. And then this stuff, because there's no Quikrete around here, takes about 24 hours to dry.
I wish there was Quikrete. So there it is, guys. The concrete is in the forms. Hopefully that will work. It's only the second time I've ever used concrete or mixed it, so fingers crossed that works. It looks good. The back ones have dried nicely, so there's no reason this one shouldn't. And then we can get this beam across here, front and back, and then it's gonna turn into a real structure really soon.
So Theo's just notched out some of the eucalyptus here that's going to be going on top of the posts with the chainsaw. It's the first time he's ever done it, and I think he's done a pretty good job.
So I'm not sure if you guys can see, but the notches worked and the beam is up behind the caravan. It's absolutely massive. Look at that, it's literally up there on its own, and it's fairly windy today. It seems nice and secure, and I've even notched out, I'm not sure you'll be able to see there, but in the middle I've notched out one because I'm going to put an extra support beam in the middle because it's big. Oh, this is perfect. Right, I just need you to get me the battery, please.
Okay.
What I'm going to do now is use this hole saw to get a nice hole where I can sink the bolt into. These are the bolts I'm going to be using. I think they're called lag bolts, but I'm not sure. Bear in mind, I'm literally making up how to do this, but I thought these look really good, super sturdy, and it's not going anywhere. And I know they look massive, but I think it's important when this is like the main part of the structure. So that's my hole done, ready to receive the bolt. All I need to do now is drill a pilot hole all the way through, and then use a hammer to push the bolt through, and then it will bite into the wood below it, and it should be nice and sturdy. It's a big bolt. So the bolt is in. Now I just need to tighten it, screw it up, and that'll be a really nice strong join.
So Theo's just marking off where we're going to be cutting the notches. I showed the one that we did for the back when it was done. This is it beforehand, so he's marking it off.
This is a big one as well.
This is a big one, so
a bit thicker, so
you can go deeper.
Down further, deeper, and then on the other one, slightly thinner, and then hopefully that will make a nice level surface.
So the next stage is to just figure out the middle of the beam, because we're going to be putting mid poles up, but they're not in yet, but we're going to pre-cut it just to make life easier.
So 173, half of that is 86.5, so I'm going to put a mark there. Take the pen out of my mouth so you can hear me.
And understand you.
86.5.
So this is my end. So I'll follow you. Yeah.
This one's the twist that way.
Got it?
Just push it forwards. What's it? Roll it forwards.
So now the beam's up, Theo's securing them in with the bolt screws. He loves it. And so here, with this cutout bit, we basically need to go down immediately below it, pretty much where this one is now, dig a deep hole and cement the middle beam in, and we're going to do that on the front and the back of the caravan.
So remember earlier on in the video where I said digging through granite is hard? Well, I've got one more hole to dig, and I've literally dug down about 3 inches, and there's a nice big granite piece of rock for me to dig through, so that's fun. But we have just put one of the long beams across to see what it would look like, and it looks epic. Guys, how awesome is this looking? So like I just said, we just balanced the beam on top to see what the curve would look like, and it's exactly as we wanted it. Obviously we measured it out with the string and checked the gradient, but it's just looking so rustic and cool. It's good fun, this project, even though we have to do it really quickly because my sister's arriving soon. But this is the hole I'm digging. So that's how far I've got, and now it's just granite rock, so time to get the sledgehammer out and get going at this.
So I've just taken off the forms from around the base of the poles that we've put in, because we need these for the 2 new holes that we're digging. They've done an absolutely cracking job. Check out those straight lines. And Theo's just busy digging the holes that the forms are going to be going around.
It's just pure rock.
He's loving it.
Look at that. Broken rock.
Good for the muscles. So as I mentioned at the beginning, today's video has been sponsored by Squarespace, which is who we have our website through, and which is where we actually managed to host our podcast, which is recorded and filmed in this very caravan. So we really enjoy using Squarespace, and that's why we have a 14-day free trial and 10% off for all of our viewers. Just click the link in the bio. It is squarespace.com/indieprojects, and you can test it out for yourself and see just how simple it is to make yourself a really nice professional looking website where you can do things like podcasts, blogs, shops, anything. There's so much on there, it's amazing. So do give that a whirl, let me know how that goes, and I'm really excited to see how our structure around the caravan, aka our podcasting studio, turns out, because it's been a lot of fun and also very challenging working with roundwood. We've never done this before, so as usual it's fun taking you guys along with us for this challenge. So yeah, we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Head over to theindyprojects.com/shop and check out our new merchandise. Join us on Patreon for exclusive content, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.